KI Chief Donny Morris joins us by phone to talk about the future of KIDO, KI's Indigenous-led family law and service model. As the community is raising concerns about federal funding issues, Chief Morris will provide insight into the importance of long-term support as it applies to self-governance and the path towards meaningful reconciliation. Chief Morris, thank you for taking the time today to talk to us. Can you elaborate on the significance of the long-term stable funding for the continued success of KIDO and the well-being of the KI youth, children, and families?
Well, first off, I guess I'll start off when we got recognition to carry our own child family law. That was a very big announcement that we put out to everybody, also to our membership. Finally securing some funding to start looking at revitalizing our way of looking after our children. But since November 18, I guess getting notification that we're only going to be allowed like 2 years of funding. And usually the last negotiations we had prior to going live with our child family services, I think I was told it was something like 10 to 11 months it took to finally sign off on everything to officially recognize KI will be one of the, I guess, largest child Aboriginal agencies on a community setting. So now, if they're telling us this week, so it seems like as if we'll be forced back to the table next year to start the process of negotiating if that's the intent or if it's just 2 years of funding, and that just leaves us wondering what is going on. And that wondering, it makes me think, okay, we have families that are being helped, children that are being looked after. We're finally getting into the groove of monitoring, managing, and trying to attract our own membership to be employed in this new agency, and just to have that thing pulled out from under our feet just doesn't look good on their side. And so it really puts the instability on our part, I guess, to plan for our future.
Now, when you implemented KIDO, and that transformed the delivery of child and family services, particularly in contrast to past colonial systems, can you share a little bit of the difference?
Well, the difference is non-natives are caregivers. Non-natives are assumed were boarding homes, and non-natives were the ones running the operations. But
okay.
Through recently, Kitchenuhmaykoosib came into the picture, but still it's an off-reserve organizational structure that works with, I think it is 33 remote communities and some road access communities in northwestern Ontario. But don't forget, 2008, we were already having community discussions with a core group of elders, youth, middle-aged people. That KI was interested in just basically at one time in the future, moving forward to start looking at running our own community affairs. And one of them is child family services.
It's a real contrast, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
In light of this funding announcement of a two years, basically like it's in a 2-year extension, how do you interpret the federal government's position on its commitment to Indigenous self-government and the broader goals of reconciliation?
I don't think they're serious. They're not serious with reconciliation. I mean, if they were serious, they would have came back and said, okay, we're going to go extending it to try and reconcile our past grievances, our past issues, but rather they're just throwing us back into the past and have to start clawing our way back up again. And that's going to, like I said, going to take probably most of the 2 years funding is only extended to.
So what are the specific impacts, say, to a family that's in the system right now being helped by KIDO? What does that mean for them?
At this moment, I would say, same way I'm feeling, the uncertainty of moving on to next day.
Now, can you speak?
Not knowing how, as a leader, how our organization is going to move forward the following day. What I mean by following day is when the 2 years are up. How do we plan?
Thank you.
Basically, our legs are cut off as of on the 18th of this month.
And for our readers and viewers on this interview, can you speak to the role of Anishinaabe law, language, and elder guidance within KIDO and how these elements reflect KI's exercise of inherent self-right to government?
Well, we always hear the word colonization.
Yes.
That has an impact on us. Religion, that has an impact on us. Self-preservation, we had that, and that was basically forced from us to give up. And also some governmental agencies, I'll call the Indian agent days, police magistrates, those terms were used in the old days that were pretty well picking on our culture, our community, our way of life. So these are the things we were looking at, trying to go back. We have our language program. We got funding to start revitalizing our language, and the syllabics, written and spoken. That thing's on process too. I wouldn't be surprised if government tries to claw back some of those funds on that area too. And child agency, now that's the second one. The third one is we really got to look at economic development. Us, not the government to dictate to us as to how we want to govern ourselves in the future. And it all has to do with that.
So from your perspective, what would a respectful long-term funding relationship with the federal government look like, and how would that partnership support generational healing and wellness for KI families?
Well, we need, like any governmental arm, that access funding to the Treasury Board. We need that secured in the first place. And then moving forward, it's going to allow us, like I said, to look at other options to bring back our self-governance structure that was there in the past. Not looking at the trapping industry, fur harvesting. I mean, that was completely destroyed by celebrities promoting us as the bad people that humanely kill animals. It impacted not just us Aboriginals, but the Inuits and Métis and others that have a livelihood on that. We can't go back that road. So we need to look at our governing structures that's going to enhance our way of living on our own time, our own place, and our own decision making.
The last time we spoke, I was in KI, and we were talking about the brand new school that takes kids right up into high school. So there's been a lot of work that you've been doing. Is there any other message you'd like to share with our readers and viewers?
Well, there's quite a few things that we're doing. One of them is the withdrawal lands. So I'm hoping the public at large, when they start hearing about it, that they support us. It's a large tract of land. It's on our community webpage, KI land use documentation. It puts every travel road, camp, everything That's one of our major items right now. Trying to move forward with the Ontario government and the Canadian government. We want it endorsed, supported, and to be a permanent withdrawal lands from mining. Because on the outskirts of it, that's what I meant by we can look at entertaining other avenues of resource. So the public will one day hear of our plan, and we're as I said, I wish everybody would support our withdrawal lands process. It protects land, it protects rivers, it protects waters, and this is for the future. A lot of people think it's just for those scared people, but no. We always say it's the public. We're trying to preserve some green, and I'm hoping all the green organizations will jump on board and support this initiative too.
Chief Morris, I'm sure in the coming weeks we're going to have to talk again because this is an important issue that the public needs to know about and government needs to listen to.
Which they're not doing at the moment. I have tried to call for numerous meetings with the government.